were under lockdown at this hospital. They had discovered a suspicious package inside the parking garage. They brought in SWAT teams. They brought in fire trucks as a precaution. And then they brought in a number of MGH police, and they had this entire area on lockdown. Even patients weren't able to get in and out during the course of that. They have since been able to clear that scene. They got rid of that suspicious package, and so things seem to be back under control here. But we talked with a doctor, and he said inside this emergency room, he described it as being out of a war zone as he was in there. There's so much blood, and of course, all of the limbs that were lost. He said it's unlike anything he's ever seen, and that's from the director of emergency services, who has, of course, seen a lot of things here at one of Boston's greatest hospitals through the course of his years here.
With me from WCVB, Liam Martin. He's at Mass General Hospital in Boston, and he is taking your calls. Liam, before I go out to the lines, I want you to take it from the top and fill me in on everything that you know so far.
Well, we know that there was, of course, an explosion near the finish line along Boylston Street. That was around 3 o'clock. And then, of course, a second explosion. And we know that's where most of those casualties came from. Again, 141 injured, 17 critical, 2 people dead. And we learned not longer than an hour ago or so that one of those dead is actually an 8-year-old boy. So, of course, there was a lot of panic after those first 2 explosions. They were able to get people into medical tents, which fortunately you have medical tents right there at the scene for the marathon runners beforehand. And then, of course, they began to transport people to some of the major hospitals throughout the city here in Boston. And then we had a third explosion at JFK Library, and Boston police, as of just moments ago, were still trying to piece that together and figure out exactly how that might be connected to those first 2. And, of course, once you had those 3 explosions, people began to believe that there were the possibility for more. And so you had a number of suspicious packages that were found throughout the city, and the units had to come in and maybe detonate those or figure out exactly what was going on. So certainly we have been on high alert here throughout the city.
Well, Liam Martin, everyone joining me from WCVB, police did in fact detonate other very crude, rudimentary